FCCS TV, bringing you the news since 2015.
Welcome to the FCCS Newscast. I am Mason.
And I am JD. First things first, the 6 student return policy. If your child has been out of school due to illness, then they will need to get checked for fever or other signs of sickness. Now, without further ado, let's talk about the Valentine's Day crush sets.
At the front office and at the snack shack, you can get a Fanta or a 7-Up for $1. Each a candy heart box for 75 cents and a heart balloon for $2.50. And for $4, you can get a package of all of these things. Give these special gifts to someone, whether it's a friend, teacher, or your crush.
The science class has made rockets, and we have an interview with Mr. Bauer, a student, and the teacher, Mr. Castle.
Hey, my name is Mr. B here with FCCS TV. We're doing a feature on our physics class and their rocket experience. We got here Daphne, who's a senior. And hey, Daphne, would you tell us a little bit about your project, maybe some of the fun things that you got to do and what all went into building the rocket?
Sure. So it took about 3 class periods to build our rocket. We had a lot of fun. I read the directions wrong a couple of times, and I cut something I wasn't supposed to, so that was always fun. But we got to construct our own rockets out of these giant kits. There was a lot more glue involved than I expected.
Yeah, so whose do you think went the highest?
Probably Danae's, but we have an entire other set of rockets set to blast off tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes.
We've been studying for several weeks this idea of force equals mass times acceleration, and we've been looking at some of the different equations with acceleration, so we thought it'd be a fun project. We've built rockets and then we went out and launched them. One of the big things with this is for the students to learn the difference between theory and practicality. And so there's usually a pretty good learning curve here where you can plan it out, you can calculate it mathematically, and then we have everything else that goes wrong. So we had several successful launches. We had one, so-so, but it was a good learning experience.
Well, I know I had fun watching it. I brought my world history class out to watch you guys. It was a fun project. Tell me something maybe that was, what was the craziest thing that happened during this project? Do you have any one thing that just sticks out in your mind that nothing blew up, right?
No, nothing blew up. That was the successful part. We had, like I said, several successful launches. It was very cold out there, so we had a couple of chutes that didn't open up fully when they released. And so we had them coming down fairly quick. But the fun part now for me is now we've collected all this data out there in the field, and we're going to come back inside now, and the students are going to calculate the acceleration. We're going to look at the final velocity, the initial velocities, and we're going to do all that mathematical aspects that makes it fun for being physics.
Yeah, well, thank you, Mr. Castle, for joining us on our special here, and back to you guys in the studio.
Ski Day is February 25th, and the prices for ski rental is $34, and for snowboard rental it is $40. And if you have your own snowboard or skis, it is $34.
Make sure you are staying safe and wearing a mask in the halls and throughout the building.
School coffee grounds are back. They're on Fridays in the morning down by the multi-purpose room. You can come get a drink of your choice.
We need volunteers for the spring banquet, so if you are willing to, just come down to the office and we'll get you situated.
Now it is time for Miss Kotelski to make an appearance with Kotelskis Corner.
Hello FCCS students, and welcome to this special segment of Kotelskis Corner. Today we're going to be talking about spring banquet. This is Miss Kotelski, and I don't know what spring banquet is. So what is spring banquet?
Right. So spring banquet, a lot of people don't know what it is if they're new to Foothills. So spring banquet is our annual fundraising banquet that we hold at the Heritage Inn each year. We invite a big name speaker to come in and share a message with us of inspiration. This year's been a little bit challenging because obviously with COVID we weren't sure if we could have it. We're actually waiting right now for final approval from Cascade County to make sure we can roll with that. But we're planning on bringing in Kevin Sorbo, and if you're not familiar with who he is, he was big in the 80s on Hercules in the 80s and 90s, and he does a lot of family feature films now. So should be a big draw for us. Should talk about, he really will focus on how we bring our Christian witness into culture rather than letting Hollywood influence our Christian witness. So it should be a good event. So we're preparing for that. Tables are on sale. You can get a full table, half table, and a corporate sponsorship. And really those are what help us make the event happen. So all of the costs of those tables cover the cost of meals, venue, and our speaker. And then we do a love offering that night, and that money comes back to the school to support our academic program. So it's our largest fundraiser. We do the big chocolate sale in the fall, you know, you're here for that. And so this is our biggest fundraiser, so we usually do even more than what we do for chocolate. So it's a big event for us, good outreach to the community, and a great way to bring in prospective families and share what we do at Foothills. Other point of note for banquet this year that's going to be a little bit different is we're going to need some more help from people out there. The Heritage Inn, because we haven't been able to do events in the county at all, is still running on partial staffing. And so we may need some other help from families with things like plating food that night to get it out to our guests. We're looking for a men's group or a group of dads or moms who would want to help us do event security. We've used Malmstrom Air Force Base the last several years, but with COVID again, they're probably not going to be able to volunteer for us. So we do need lots of help for that event in addition to selling tables. So if folks want to get involved, maybe they're new to Foothills, we encourage them to contact the advancement office and we'll get them connected for sure.
All right. Well, this has been Kotelskis Corner on FCCS News. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
This is Miss Kotelski. And just for the last note to leave you guys, they need a lot of help. So if you just go down the office now, they'll get you situated.
To end this, we're going to show you our new studio.
It's pretty cool.
Hi, this is the Foothills Newscast. I'm Kimber and I'm here with Murren. I'm going to be interviewing her about the new studio. So Murren, how does this new studio affect the video classes?
Well, I think first of all, it beats our old studio because we have better equipment. The quality of our videos is going to be a lot better, and the lighting is going to make us look better on camera. We have more places to put things like microphones, and not only do we have a better green screen, but it's also like a perfect shade because it's painted on the wall now instead of just hanging there.
What else do you think that we could build on for these programs with the new studio?
Well, Bauer's really hoping we could do a live newscast one of these days. Can't remember when he said he wanted to do that, but it's definitely probably going to happen now that we have better equipment. It also makes this easier for us to produce the newscast, like film it, because now we have this monitor, we can see ourselves and make sure that like nothing looks funky.
And I'd like to give a thanks to Mr. Culpepper and Mr. McNay and Mr. Gervais for making this all possible. Bye, and now back to the studio.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of FCCS TV. That's it. We're going to be signing off. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
And if you have your own snowboard to go skiing for the day, it is $34.
A snowboard to go skiing. Make sure. Skibbity bop.
Make sure to smack her.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Love to see that.
Now it is time for crazy. Okay, I got it. I got it.
So we'll go to Kim.